Most men think women choose the wrong man because they're naive, or because they got hurt before. But that's not the real answer. Women choose the wrong man on purpose, not consciously, but based on patterns wired so deep inside them, most don't even realize it's happening. And if you don't understand those patterns, you will always lose to men who are worse for her than you. This isn't a flaw. In women, it's a feature of human psychology. And once you understand it, you stop taking it personally and start seeing it clearly. Every person carries a psychological blueprint, built in childhood, shaped by what felt familiar. And here's what most men don't know. Familiarity in the brain feels like home, even when home wasn't safe. Most men think attraction works on logic. Find a good man, choose the good man, but the brain doesn't work that way. Psychologists call it the familiarity bias. What feels familiar feels right even when it isn't. If a woman grew up around chaos, emotional unavailability, or inconsistency, that pattern becomes her baseline. That becomes what love feels like. So when a stable, consistent man shows up, something feels off. Not wrong exactly, but unfamiliar. And the brain reads unfamiliar as unsafe. Meanwhile, the man who pulls away, who runs hot and cold, who creates uncertainty, he triggers the familiar. He feels like what she knows. And knowing something, even when it hurts, is more comfortable than the unknown. This is why she goes back to him. Not because she wants pain, because her nervous system recognizes him. Here's where most men make their biggest mistake. They try to compete on logic. I'm better than him. I treat her better. I'm more stable. And they're right. But logic doesn't create chemistry. Chemistry is created by tension, by contrast, by the unknown. When a man is unpredictable, when she doesn't know where she stands, her brain stays on alert. It keeps scanning. Does he want me? Will he stay? That anxiety gets mistaken for excitement. The butterflies she feels around the wrong man, they're not attraction signals, they're anxiety signals. But the brain labels them the same way. And the man who is safe and clear, he removes that anxiety, which feels good, but doesn't feel electric. That's the painful truth most men never hear. Before we go further, if this is giving you a different way of seeing things, subscribe. This channel exists for one reason, to give you the real psychology behind dating, not the surface-level advice everyone repeats. Here's what most men get wrong after learning this. They go one of two directions. Either they start playing games, creating drama, being inconsistent on purpose, trying to become the wrong man, or they get frustrated and give up entirely. Both are wrong. Because the real shift isn't in your behavior, it's in your standards. When you understand female psychology, you stop trying to fix women who aren't ready. You stop competing for women who are still working through their own patterns. Your focus shifts to finding women who are ready. Women who have done enough inner work to recognize stability, without confusing it for boredom. That's not lowering your standards. That's raising them. The harsh truth is this. Most men who keep losing to the wrong man aren't losing because they're worse. They're losing because they're targeting the wrong women. A woman who hasn't resolved her own patterns will always be drawn to what's familiar. You cannot outperform that. You cannot fix that. But a woman who knows herself, who has done the work, she sees you clearly. And when she does, consistency isn't boring. It's exactly what she's been looking for. So the next time you see her choose him, don't ask what's wrong with you. Ask what that choice is telling you about where she is in her own journey. Because the goal isn't to win a woman who's lost in her patterns. The goal is to become the man who attracts the women who have already found themselves. That's the real advantage. Not games, not manipulation, just clarity about yourself and about who you're choosing. If this gave you a new perspective, subscribe for more content on dating psychology and self-mastery. And let me know in the comments, have you ever lost to a man who was clearly wrong for her? What happened? I'll see you in the next video.